let me tell you something else, black people. These people, remember this. When others judge us on how we pull something off in America, there is no group in America that has the standing to say anything negative about the way if a black American chooses to sing the national anthem or celebrate this country. There's nothing nobody can say because most of the people in the country were not here in 1776. That's most of your Mexicans. That's they always want to talk about. Well, they're just returning home. No, the Mexicans we see coming here in California, these aren't the ones that were in California when it was New Spain in 1790. The ones that were in California when this was New Spain in 1790 look a hell of a lot closer to the emblem of America, according to journals from the Spanish upon arrival, than what we see coming over here now. None of these people, they were not here. The majority of America came through Ellis Island. Some through Cabbage Patches. But either way it go, whether through Ellis Island or Incubator, they don't have the standing. And we must stand 10 toes down into that. This is our country. For better or for worse. It's done wrong to us in a lot of ways. And in spite of that, we've still created some of the most beautiful things, including all of the music that comes out of America. See, what y'all got to realize is in 1776, cities like Philadelphia, the best musicians were black Americans. James Hemingway, 1801. What we now know as classical music, that music was right here in America being played by black Americans in the 1700s. Violins, cornets, and strings, and orchestra music is what people want to call it. That was music that we was playing here 200 and 250 years ago. Don't let nobody G us above our spot. We are Americans, Jack. Telling people to go the hell off. They was on orphan trains. They can't say shit. All right. Let's move on to the next story. Did y'all see this Fawn Reaver? She was fired from Fawn Reaver was fired from CEO of Uncle Nearest. Remember, it was a couple weeks ago that she had that whole interaction a couple months ago with that dude that said he knew her from high school, and she basically turned her nose up. They weren't doing good business from what I hear. And Fawn is from here in LA too. I think she's from like over there, like in a like the Jordan Downs. I hate to see this happen to an LA chick that was spent her childhood in LA, but she wasn't running the company right, and she was over accounting their assets and getting loans based off of over accounting their assets, and she was just removed as CEO from Uncle Nearest. So let's pay attention to how that moves. Let's pay attention to where this moves. Let me see here. Uncle Nearest signed a non-binding letter of intent to sell all assets of Uncle Nearest to its real estate holdings and firm Nearest Green Distillery to African American owned investment firm in the filing states. So at least it's a black owned investment firm that's going to be coming through. Look at this bullshit. Somebody says some were able to bring instruments. If anybody from Africa brought instruments, you name them, tell me the year and what instruments. Because the band was here, what they call the banjo here in America is something that's completely built with American stuff. Nothing came from Africa. If any African instruments came to America, tell me the year and tell me the instrument. You're not going to find it. but you will find native instrumentation here that was created here in America, and you will find a lot of instrumentation that was brought from Europe. The reason why you Pan-African niggas don't want to get into that whole argument about what was brought from Africa, because if people have a real conversation about what was brought from where, Europe is going to win that conversation 50-1. It's a lot of stuff that was brought from Europe. So if you don't want to have a conversation about what was brought from Europe, don't bring up what was brought from Africa. Okay? I think it's best that Black Americans just stick what we created here. I think it's best that we do that. Because even the instrumentation that was brought from Europe has a distinctly American way of being played. The way we play it here in America, the way we play the violin in America is distinctly different than the way they play the violin in Europe. The way we play the harpsichord here in America is distinctly different than the way they play the harpsichord in Europe. Black folks don't want to get in that conversation. So let's just stick with what we've done here in America.